Strategies for angel investing. How much should one invest? And what are the ways of thinking about angel investing? What are the strategies? What are the ways people go about it? If you don't know me, my name's Jake. I actually work for WhatsApp and I've invested in over 80 angel investments, some of which have done quite well. Spray and pray, not what I recommend, but it's basically low quality of research, high random amounts. It's kind of the opposite of what I do on this channel, where I like to help you guys and I do some research and we do some analysis and insights, etc. But the good news is that returns by asset class, if you think about this, the angel investing is the highest when you do it well. I wanted to put something on the bottom here that Schramm's law, the single most important contributor to national economic growth is the number of startups that grow to $1 billion in revenue within 20 years. So it is important for angel investors to invest. The spray and pray methodology is not something I'd recommend, but let's look at the second one. This is almost the opposite, a sophisticated plunge. And I've got a video about plunge investing that you can also check out. What is it? It's high amounts of capital that you invest in a small number of firms where you have very high conviction. And what I mean by that is, you have a high probability, or you believe there's a high probability of perceived success, i.e. you think this is going to very much work. But these high hopes are backed by logic and research, analysis, etc. A good example of this is if you had high conviction about Tesla, in 2012, it's probably, I don't know what it was, maybe $1 or something. There's been quite a few stock splits, so that I think that's gone up about 1000x. In 2013, it was about $10. So it looks like it's only gone up like 21 times or something, but actually because of the stock split, it's more like 100x. So it's gone up quite a lot. Now, it isn't easy to do this. So that's why I wanted to talk about the next thing. And that is the gambler's plunge, which is similar to the previous one about plunging, but the approach is different. And that is the kind of philosophy is a bit like roulette. A gambler might just be like, oh, this looks good and it feels good, so I'm going to put some money on it. So it's betting random amounts based on emotions. It's typically, because it's full of emotion, people invest big in one company or several companies. And there's often low amounts of research and high amounts of hope. Don't worry, guys, if you've done this in the past. Angel investing is a journey. And I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who's incredibly smart, by the way, invest about $10,000 in one company in the investing space, in the angel investing space. And it was actually I think it was in the bond market, it was in finance, a fintech. And it didn't return his capital, I think, for 8 years. And it didn't make any money. I think he actually lost money on it. He maybe lost half of his money, but his money was trapped for like 8 to 10 years. And he's a smart guy, so it can happen to any of us. And that's why there are other approaches to this. And I wanted to give you an example of this in the crypto market. A lot of people had very high conviction and they felt that they were plunging or investing in a sure thing. And this is just one of the cryptos that actually had a high of £100 and has dropped to a thousandth of a pound. So that means that if you invested £10,000 euros in Terra Luna, you'd probably have something like between 1 pence and 10p remaining, something like that. I think it's 10 pence. So you put 10k, £10,000 euros, whatever it might be, the currency you're using, a lot of money, and you'd have 10p. So that's what can happen when you have high hopes and low logic, where there's no fundamentals. And, fortunately, I didn't invest in any cryptos. I've invested in some crypto platforms that make money when people trade, but not in any particular cryptos. Maybe that's my mistake. Who knows? But anyway, I wanted to use that example, gambler's plunge with cryptos. What's the opposite of that? Well, it's not really the opposite. It's another strategy. It's called the law of large numbers. It's about larger attempts and pull out more winners. What does that mean? Well, if you bet on one team that's going to win the Premier League, or it's going to win the NFL or whatever, the Super Bowl. It's a lot harder to pick one winner. But if you spread your bets over 5 or 10 teams, then you have a higher chance of success. And the same is true with angel investing. You know, if you're putting in a small percentage of capital in many firms, then the chances are that you're going to perform slightly better than the average. It also means there tends to be less hours of research because, you know, you're investing in more companies, but not necessarily less quality research. And this is really what I like to do on my channel. And you can probably see in the videos and analysis I do of startups and angel investments, you know, it's the quality of research that matters over the quantity. You know, there are people probably that are doing hours of research, but they're doing it on Terra Luna, they're doing it on cryptos, they might be doing it on angel investments, but they're not thinking about it in the right way. There are models you can use to analyze angel investments, and there are ways to think about investing and probabilities, etc., that mean you don't necessarily have to put in, you know, hundreds of hours of research to make an angel investment. And yeah, there is a higher probability of success for what one could be called poor pickers or bad luck, because it kind of evens out. So, you know, statistically, this law of big numbers is translated as if you repeat an experiment independently a large number of times and average the result, what you obtain should be closer to the EV, or the expected value. This is used in investing, it's used in poker, it's used in probability, it's used in betting. This is just logic and it's just numbers. And as you saw at the start of this presentation, the expected value for angel investing is the highest in any asset class. It's above venture capital, which is the highest in any asset class of the professional money. But angel investing is even higher, typically because people invest at an earlier stage. Highest return on capital for projected returns. This is kind of a weighted approach. A probability statistician called Kelly created a formula for this. The formula is on the left. It's a little bit complicated, but on the right, you can think of it like you know, different types of fruits, if you like. In a weighted sampling, each sample is given a weightage, and based on that weightage, the probability of selecting that sample is done. What that means is you can apply a probability, or one can apply a probability to an investment and invest according to that. How does that translate into angel investing? Well, there's lots of different variables to think about in angel investing. It's not easy. So let's move on, because I've got some ideas. Firstly, though, what do you do? How do you decide how much to put in and how many companies to invest in? What's your strategy? Let me know in the comments section below. And also let me know, do my videos help in any way? You know, does this video or does any other videos that I've made on my playlists of angel investing, investing in startups, etc., do they help? I would love to know from my audience. I often make videos and they do get some views, but it's always good to hear back. What are my next steps? Well, if you like this video on thinking about the different strategies and ways that one can invest in angel investments, which can be complex, and there's not that much information about how to do it and how to do it well, would you like me to make more videos on this? The second thing is I work for this pretty big company called WhatsApp. It has, I don't know, 2 or 3 billion users globally. And there's some smart people. And I'm actually considering potentially creating some kind of calculator or tool to help angel investors to understand the approaches that one can take, and spit out some kind of recommendations or ideas based on their circumstances. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so it'd have to be kind of a logic-based tool rather than an advice-based tool. But if you like the sound of that, and it would use some of the formulas and some of the approaches in this deck, and it would base it, you know, the idea would be is that it would base it on your style of thinking and your goals, and creating some kind of calculation or tool for that. If you like the idea of that, let me know in the comment section below. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And you might want to know what I do. And if you do, let me know, because I can make a separate video on that, because my approach is very nuanced. and it's just what I do, but it is working for me, and I do enjoy and back what I do as an individual angel investor. And yeah, if you want to know more about that, then let me know again in the comment section below. Guys, if you want to know more about angel investing or backing the future and investing in cool angel investments and startups, you're fortunate, because that's exactly what I like to do as well. Not just angel investments, but also listed equities. I like to back growth companies that are going to be going up in multiples. So I'm not looking for a 10% return. I'm looking for 20, 30, 40, 50. And in particular, in angel investing, I'm looking for companies that are going to go up 5, 10, 20, 50x. So that means if you're putting in, let's just use a random number. If someone was putting in $1,000 or pounds in one of these companies and it went at 50x, it'd be $50,000 or pounds from each one. That's the kind of goal for me. Anyway, if you like the sounds of what I've talked about in this channel, if you like the idea of angel investments and you don't already do it, then consider subscribing to my channel, where I go into details about how to do it. I didn't do it, but in 2019, I started doing it. And since then, I have seen some success. My biggest success so far is in robotics companies, where I've seen more than 10x returns. I've also had some success in fintech and software as a service, apps and things like that, platforms, etc. So if you like the sound of that, smash the like button, hit subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon button, because basically a lot of these angel investments are time limited. And if you miss the boat, some of the rounds only last 3 days, which is incredible, but they get over subscribed. A lot of people want to invest in the companies, and the companies sometimes only want to take on a subset of capital. They don't want to take on, unlimited amounts of money, because that would dilute shareholders too much, etc. So they have a limited amount, and sometimes the fundraising rounds, the angel investment rounds, only last a number of days. That's why it's a good idea to consider subscribing to my channel, because I try to make timely videos as quickly as I can related to angel investments. And of course, my channel and my community are very helpful as well. So if you subscribe and read the comments and you find some interesting investments or any updates on them, of course you can comment, and I encourage you to do so, because I'm only one person. But hopefully in a number of years or months, and possibly, hopefully, my channel will be growing, and there is a number of other angel investors, and founders and C-level people and growth-minded people that are subscribing to my channel and getting involved in the comment section below. If you want a way to support the channel and learn more, then look in the description below. I'm going to be creating a sign-up form, a Google form, where you can submit private questions, and you can sign up to my email updates, where I'm going to be sharing a bit more information about angel investing and about all the kind of topics I have on my YouTube channel, in particular investments. And you can sign up to that there. There's other things you can do in I have a Quora platform where you can ask me questions on Quora, which again is public. Discord, which is a private community. I'm having some issues with Discord at the moment, so it's not working right now, but by the time you watch this video, it's probably going to be working. And there's some social links, and there's other ways you can support the channel, like buy me a coffee, and some other ways that you can support me. Guys, if you have no money to help support the channel and you don't want to sign up to anything, but you do see value in my videos, feel free to share it with friends and family. I do see in my YouTube analytics that people do share these videos on WhatsApp, Discord, Telegram, Slack, via email to their work colleagues, friends, etc. That is a great way to help support the channel to grow. Also, annihilate the like button by making it go blue, or invest in the like button if you like, to help this channel reach more people, because I don't think the quality of my research is done that widely on YouTube. That's just my personal opinion. If you have any comments, queries, questions, YouTube videos you want me to make, any companies you want me to follow, best way to do it is to either comment in the section below, or fill out the Google form, which I'm going to start putting in the descriptions of all my videos as well. Guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Remember that knowledge is power, especially the right kind of knowledge, and progress is everything. I'll be seeing you in these helpful next videos that are going to pop up on the screen somewhere around. So take care, guys. See you in the next video.